thing he said though that was just like kind of jaw dropping is the fact that this particular John Shirley believes that the legal system, we don't need to worry about where Trump is going for, because the legal system will sort it out, and the legal system is perfectly functional in this regard. If you ignore, if you ignore that iceberg, the Titanic is working just fine. There are aspects of how the state is being run today that the average American, even if they're not plugged in, they can see it's not working.
Thank you.
I was at the park earlier, and the helicopter flew right over the park.
It's
pretty interesting. We'll just have to see where it goes with Trump and everybody else involved. I'm very interested about the appeals case that has to do with probation versus time. You can't have sentenced to both, but a lot of people have already been sentenced to both, and that's in a lot of people's plea agreements that are not to be sentenced. So I'm interested to see what's going to happen with that, because that is pretty monumental.
Yeah, so the people who've already received their sentences are saying their probation dropped. I don't know how it's going to affect sentencing from here on out. I don't think it's right to put someone on probation for 3 to 8 years after they've completed their sentence. They're for all intents and purposes, they've paid off their debt to society, however you want to look at it. But you shouldn't keep them on a short leash for years after the fact. And then you add on top of that the judge wanted to do it simply because he wanted the government to be tracking these people expressly for the sake of discouraging them from engaging in any kind of political activity like protesting.
Right.
That's insane. That's the quiet part being said out loud. And it just shows you how far gone things are when people can say that kind of stuff and not think that it's terrible, or that by saying it, they're not terrible people.
Right. It's punitive. It's absolutely punitive, because probation is, number one, it's there to be a revolving door back into prison. Number two, it financially is very, very costly. It's very hard to maintain probation, a full-time job, go to the classes they want, because they inevitably want you to take some kind of classes that have absolutely nothing to do with the time you're charged with, or whatever, and they nickel and dime you for 3 years or 5 years, or like you say, 8 years, and it's not nickels and dimes, it's thousands of dollars every month. And the thing is, once you have a crime on your record, the federal government has enormous power over you as a citizen. So being held for years on pretrial sentencing, that's something new for the J6ers. Most of us don't have any kind of record to speak of. I know my record is spotless. I mean, I had a top secret FBI clearance. I never even got a parking ticket. I kept my nose really clean. But usually, if you do have like a prior, you can be taken in for pre-trial detainment. And when I was in general population, I met a young man who was only 29 years old, extremely articulate, probably didn't share my views. But he was on his 15th month of pre-trial detainment. And he had no idea what the status of his trial was. He was just sort of languishing in prison. And it's a horrible place to be. I mean, even in minimum security prison, I mean, you're essentially not able to sleep ever. Because there's always someone up, and they're always watching television, and it's being blasted, and you're all in the same room. I guess that's what minimum security means, is that you don't have a room. It's just a bunch of people sort of sleeping in the same place, between 8 and 30 people in a room. And you can't sleep at night because the TV's on, because everyone's free to do whatever they want. So Yahoo is minimum security. someone gets out of prison and they've been doing drugs for like the past 7 months straight, I mean, how long is it going to take before they start fiending for another hit, and then they take a, they find some drugs and oops, they're back in custody again. It's a terrible system. It's an absolutely terrible system. I mean, from stem to stern, the system is broken. It's there to sort of feed money into the contractors who are running the jails. It shouldn't be done that way. Not to overly criticize the contractors, because sometimes they do nice things or good things, like giving people access to some video teleconferencing and tablets where they can text their loved ones. I've seen all different types, but all that comes at a cost. And if you're one of those prisoners who doesn't have money, you can't use that stuff anyway, unless you're in some kind of job program, right? So it seems to me like there's this attempt to build the second society out of jail, and it's the one where like you get out of your room when we let you, you eat when we want you to, you eat what we want you to, and then you go to bed when we tell you. In the meantime, you may do some work like working in the laundry or whatever, but really the government is your daddy now. I don't think that really encourages the kind of independent thought, and I don't think it prompts people, it motivates people to do things on their own. I think if you take away someone's agency long enough, they start to lose the sense of how they're supposed to use it. And then when they get out, I mean, maybe they don't make the right choices because they're not used to making choices.
Right.
I got a lot of problems with the way the prison system is being run in general, not just with the J6ers. And one of the things that was good about the J6ers here is they got a lot of love from the general population because they made so much noise that things were improved for everyone.
Right.
So it's a first step. It's a first step in trying to make things better.
Well,
you have 1 minute remaining.
I've been saying for quite some time that, the government didn't expect us to expose the broken justice system, and now it's time for us to do something about reform in the prisons to make it humane. Because, we're supposed to be the best country on the planet.
Yeah.
We don't treat dogs like this, so...
You treat people... Yeah, you treat people like animals, they'll act like animals. So, so I'm gonna get off now, and I'm gonna tell Brandon that it's his turn to call. So be expecting a call from him.
All right, we will hear you at the anthem. Yay!
All right, great. See you.
Good night.
Never bound me much, cause I never stand. I was just passing through. Never did meet my father, never did have no son. So when my time is over, all my names are dead and gone. I'm on a last train to nowhere, and it's running right on time. I'm in no get down right at the end of the line. I'm on a last train to nowhere. Love a dozen women in a dozen ways, but I can't recall their names. Trying half us to make it last, but all hearts are made to break. Mine are just land bricks, the work to laugh for spell. And all I got is what they gave, and a couple of stories to tell. I'm on a last train to nowhere.
How you doing?
Good, how are you?
I'm all right. I'm just trying to work and get my exhibits. You know, I'm just overworked on honestly. So, yeah. How are you guys doing?
We're doing well. We're having a nice, quiet evening out here. We've got some Chinese lasers flying overhead. Kind of neat.
Nice. Oh yeah, that's cool. Nice. Yeah, I asked my mom to send, you know, because I'm supposed to have court on Monday, because the my piece of crap attorneys, Ryan Marshall and Bill Shipley, who are terrible, nobody should ever hire them. They had the same lawyers as Jacob Chansley. Jacob Chansley had them, and yeah, that didn't turn out well for him. They sent me my discovery that I've been asking for since I left, since the DC jail took my discovery last April. It took them until, Thursday night to get it to me, in the middle of trial. And I'm supposed to have all my exhibits ready, completed, arguments, questions for my witnesses, all motions, and yeah, it's a giant mess. Long story short, I asked my mom to email the Judge Chambers to be like, hey, listen, I know you know, basically you're rushing me into trial, I'm not prepared and have my preparations taken 9 times, but given the fact that I finally got some, not even all of my discovery during trial, and I'm representing myself, I don't even have standby counsel that can contact you, perhaps you could give me an extra 24 hours. So maybe he'll be generous and give me 24 hours.
Well,
probably not.
Praying for that.
Thank you. Yeah.
I mean, I don't think that McFadden is completely evil. I think that he does have a teeny tiny heart, so, you know, hopefully it will be open and mindful when he listens to it.
Yeah, I will say I really didn't like him coming into this, and I mean, it might just be because he kind of humanized himself, as I've been talking to him a lot, both openly and also on the phone, and even outside of the jury's presence, so maybe that made me think of him as less evil, but I mean, the guy still put me in jail over basically misdemeanor charges for over 2 years and let the government lie and discovery violations, and yeah, just even if he's not super evil, yeah, I don't like him.
I'm not saying I would invite him over for barbecue or anything. He's definitely not coming to my J6
I would.
family reunion.
I'd invite him.
But, I'm just saying maybe his heart and mind will be open slightly and receptive to your request.
Yeah. No, I'm definitely inviting him to my barbecues in the future, so I'm definitely inviting him. So I would love to debate with him, and yeah. So, anywho, that's what's going on with that. People in here have been extra supportive, which is nice. You know, it's nice coming back and people going like, "Hey, Brandon, you know, like, you know, you're doing good in the fight." You know, they know that it's basically kind of, you know, it's rough. You know, so. But I start my case in chief supposedly if I don't get a 1-day continuance or 2 on Monday. We'll see how that goes. I've got some video evidence I'm going to try to introduce. Yeah, that's what's going on with that. So I want to, again, thank you guys out there for your support. Lots of people think that I'm going to get like time served. I kind of doubt it. I think, you know, given me just not editing my speech, I think they'll punish me more for my speech. But we'll see. Either way, I'm happy with whatever.
Well, you know, we'll just, like you said, we will just have to see what happens. And it is an uphill battle for you, but, you know, we will remain prayerful.
Thank you. Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, honestly, I mean, it's way better, you know, regardless. I mean, you know, the good thing about all this is it really makes you appreciate a lot of stuff. I mean, as terrible as it was, you know, in the DC jail early on, you know, 2021, and especially even more so at Northern Neck, you know, it makes it, this is pretty much like cake at this point, you know, and then I'll just be that much more excited whenever I get out, you know, whether it's I'm not guilty or whether it's I'm guilty but time served, regardless. I mean, you know, it makes you appreciate a lot of things. So,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, we'll be there to support you, and we'll definitely
Thank you.
be continuing to keep you in prayerful thought continuously. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks, Jonathan.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, have a good night. Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye.
They're screaming that they hate America and we're the reason. If you don't feel safe, then stop the funding of policemen. You calling us extremists because our words have hurt your feelings, and we're sorry we can't hear you over the sound of our freedom. Y'all been filling up our classrooms with drag queens for kids. We think it's not appropriate, you tell us that it is. The complexities of gender and children won't ever mix when there's school shootings by women whose pronouns are him, his. I'm not Republican, but keep it 100, they making sense. The most destructive ideologies are coming from the left. I think Black Lives Matter, they think white lives matter less. And LGBTQ turned into WTF. Dear Democrats, I don't have nothing against the liberals, but the people representing you are communists and criminals. They've been starting World War III. We shipping missiles still. They don't want America great, they want it miserable. You can try to burn down the city, scream at the top of your lungs till you're dizzy. You can cancel everything and everybody in it, but it's not your America. You can burn the flag, get aggressive. You can wear a mask and pretend you're progressive. I got my First Amendment, don't forget I got the second. It's not your America. I'm hearing words I never heard in life. Kids go to school to learn, never make it back home, they get murdered like. Who's concerned, not the left or the right? Hope you're ready for the fight. Coming to your front door tonight. The former president got arrested, the current one lost, but I guess he got elected. Kids get molested, pedophiles all get protected, and you can kill a baby anytime if you're pregnant. People so weak, feel free to take a knee, and you can't even speak, God forbid you disagree. I don't even know what virtual signaling means. Young men used to fight wars, now they make memes. Divide us up, I'm pretty sure that's the plan. Got a gun in my hand for when shit hits the fan. And how the fuck the woman of the year is a man? I'm pretty sure I never really understand. You can try to burn down the city, scream at the top of your lungs till you're dizzy. You can cancel everything and everybody in it, but it's not your America. You can burn the flag and aggressive. You can wear a mask and
I will turn off that one.
I got my First